Do you think music was something that you naturally gravitated towards, or is it something that, just from that exposure that got you into it?
I think it was just something that like naturally I gravitated towards because I used to I was the kid that was like making like mix CDs for my friends. I still remember I made a mix CD when I was like washing my mom's car, and there was a neighbor that was behind my mom's garage, and he I'm kind of just having the car on playing music, and he bought the CD off of me, not knowing that I already been kind of like selling CDs when the anti-skip CD players and the Zunes and the original iPods were like the thing back in the day. But then it kind of like overall, and then once I got to college, I had an epiphany where I just didn't really like the music I was hearing on my campus. So I was like, I can do this. I already have like the music on my MacBook. From there, it was kind of like the coolest thing, just being able to not only already have like the friend base that supported me, but then it just kind of just opened up doors and everything just kind of happened for the most part.
Join me, Jeremy Swick, on Into the Unknown, a podcast that delves into the personal journeys, stories, and experiences of individuals across diverse professions. As a historian by trade, I firmly believe that our personal histories shape our present and offer valuable insights into our paths ahead. With that being said, let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Into the Unknown. I am joined with a very special guest, DJ Martee McFly, DJ for the 13-time world champion Green Bay Packers. So one of the big things about our show is I love stressing the importance of networking because you really never know where you'll meet someone. And would you mind sharing with the audience how we got connected?
So we're just kind of like general Instagram. I actually was kind of using different tools to kind of engage with the Packers audience because a lot of people kind of I wouldn't say they forget that I'm there, but you have to know and be there in presence in game to know. So I kind of have a different kind of way of engaging with folks via social media. So it's just kind of liking photos and then kind of it opens up doors and conversations for me.
I couldn't agree more. Let's get into it, man. Who are you? What's that origin story? That comic book issue number one. Who's DJ Martee McFly?
Yeah. So for me, I've kind of like lifelong. I started off kind of like I guess maybe my mom kind of knew I had a musical interest, so I started off kind of playing the drums at like an early age, and then from there, the private school I went to kind of like forced us to play the piano, so that was kind of like I guess an enriching aspect of the curriculum, and then from there, it just kind of went into I went to visual and performing arts for middle and high school. So in middle school, I played the saxophone all the way through middle school, all the way up through the end of high school. So I was in marching band, jazz band, kind of the different things, playing all the different saxophones. But along the way, you kind of just listen to different music. So I used to listen to everything from like Janis Joplin to like the Roots to the Beatles, you name it. I probably like listen to it honestly, or like will listen to it. I used to like download discographies and stuff when LimeWire was the thing.
Oh, good old LimeWire. You mentioned you went to performing schools growing up. Do you think music was something that you naturally gravitated towards, or is it something that, just from that exposure that got you into it?
I think it was just something that like naturally I gravitated towards because I used to I was the kid that was like making like mix CDs for my friends. I still remember I made a mix CD when I was like washing my mom's car, and there was a neighbor that was behind my mom's garage, and he I'm kind of just having the car on playing music, and he bought the CD off of me, not knowing that I already been kind of like selling CDs when the anti-skip CD players and the Zunes and the original iPods were like the thing back in the day. And then it kind of like overall, and then once I got to college, I had an epiphany where I just didn't really like the music I was hearing on my campus. So I was like, I can do this. I already have like the music on my MacBook. From there, it was kind of like the coolest thing, just being able to not only already have like the friend base that supported me, but then it just kind of just opened up doors and everything just kind of happened for the most part. Started off with like a local bar in Dayton, Ohio. Big shout out to Tootie's Bar and Inn. If you're ever in Dayton, go check them out. But yeah, they gave me opportunity like Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays to kind of like hone my craft. And then from there, it was just kind of continual, just doors opening, being on campus, just different events, um, different sororities and fraternity events. You name it, I've probably done it. Cool parties, the pool parties, corporate stuff, different kind of other gigs, which kind of led me to moving to Cincinnati, was DJing there. And then from there, actually, the school that we're in the city, they gave me my first kind of opportunity to do athletics. From there, just kind of kept spreading like wildfire. So like most recently, I still DJ for DePaul University's kind of men's and women's basketball on kind of like a contractual basis. Last 2 years, I was there full time for men's and women's basketball. I just did Barstool, which was the coolest thing ever. Doing Barstool was like invitational. I just kind of knew I was like more meant for higher purposes. So like I was kind of contacting different places, whether it was the Detroit Tigers told me no, the Lions told me no also, and then the Colts told me no also, to where it just lined up perfectly, where it was just the Packers kind of responded to my email, and everything kind of happened from there.
How long have you been doing that with the Packers?
This is year 3 in my total. So it's just been really cool, like just learning the history, the fan base, like the community aspect of Green Bay. It's like really, really cool just being able to kind of walk over to someone's kind of porch or different things like that, and just being able to chat with them, understanding it's not only like the history of the team, it's like a whole community aspect, because it's like if you're part of like the family, you're part of the family. So you're kind of in there, which is really cool.
I love that. So I'm just out of curiosity. I know how, every performer creates their stage name. How did you get yours, or what made you come up with that?
So for me, it was my best friend, and then college roommate at the time. Big shout out to my friend Mike Henderson. We were just kind of like just brainstorming different things, because it was just like a whole idea of what I wanted to call myself. And my older uncle actually used to just call me Marty, and I'm like, oh, this makes sense. It's easy to remember. And then my friend Mike Henderson was like, it's got to be like Martee McFly. But we were thinking in different ways, because Marty is obviously off of Back to the Future. Marti was a little bit kind of not really the realm I wanted to go in. And then Martee was kind of what we ended up with.
That's awesome. Man, on everyone's journey, there's a chance you can go east, a chance you can go west. You kind of make a decision or go for an opportunity, not knowing the outcome. Can you give me an example of when you did something like that?
So for me, it was kind of taking the leap of faith from moving from Cincinnati to Chicago. Just kind of understanding that it was a big step for myself. I kind of kept creating. So I produced music also, to which I produced a song with a DJ or an artist I DJ for, E-Man Jones. The song was called Cool Kids. And the craziest thing was, it was like my second or third time ever like producing a song. It broke ground on Sway in the Morning, which is it's a Sirius XM. And then from there, doors kind of got open for us to where we got a chance to be on tour with Talib Kweli, which was the coolest thing. But yeah, it just been kind of like a continual thing of like, this isn't the end, or this is not. I know there's more. I've kind of just had that feeling like the entire time.
I love that. And I think I already know the answer, but going into all this, did you imagine something like this happening, or as you mentioned, just kind of the feeling of the need for more, or the desire to do more, create more?
Yeah, it's just the feeling of creating more and the desire for it. The biggest thing was just I kind of kept my goals real like simple. I rewrite my goals like often, and kind of visually see them on like I have a whiteboard over here. I kind of like rewrite everything on. But for me, yeah, we're just kind of like continuously kind of having that feeling like this isn't the end. Like there's more. It's just like a kind of like a soul feeling, where it was just like, this isn't the end. There's more for you. Like there's more doors. Take a different step. Find things that actually fit you and your personality.
What is an experience with the Packers, or with when you do live events? How do you get the crowd going when a game's going on? Because I know there's certain rules, or when you can play music and when you can't. How does that work for you?
So like overall, it's kind of you have to think about it in a way of not going too far left or too far right in terms of music genres. Green Bay is interesting because it challenged me in the aspect of learning a little bit more rock and roll as well as country. So there's certain times where maybe I'm playing a little bit more country because it gets people together, or maybe I'm playing some of the ladies' favorites, whether it's like Shania Twain. This Sunday I won't be playing a little bit more Taylor Swift just because the Chiefs are in town. But there's kind of different things to kind of keep people engaged. EDM, maybe trap, a little bit more hip hop at certain times. Maybe it's a DMX moment. It just kind of depends on the flow of the energy of the arena, whether it's a first, second down, or third down. offensive timeouts, defensive timeouts. Just kind of depends.
It's it's fun, I'm sure, for you to kind of curate, if you will, the audience and kind of feed off them and see how they react to things. And again, is that something you learned kind of trial by fire, or is it something you kind of developed over the years?
It's a little bit of both. You kind of like, so with my other gigs, I kind of have like a true passion to where there's certain songs or different things where I'm just listening to it personally, whether it's at the gym, traveling to different events, to where like, hey, let me try and see if this works with people. And then if it does, then I'll kind of keep it in my rotation. If it doesn't, maybe it kind of slides to the bottom. So yeah, a little bit trial error, a little bit of kind of just understanding the charts, whether it's the decades, because like I actually was really fine tuning things, whether it's looking at Billboard charts from like the 70s, 80s, 90s, today.
What is a piece of advice you'd give to your younger self?
Oh, it's a good question. I probably would say understanding that your branding does matter. Because you got to think I have been always kind of doing the legwork behind the scenes. And kind of this is my first kind of more so opportunities of having myself out in public and kind of sharing my passion and my growth with people, which has been real eye opening that people kind of uh, resonate with me. But I would kind of say like understanding the visual branding aspect and articulation of that does matter for the whole breadth of you, who you are as a person and as an artist and as a brand.
Absolutely. And so, as you know, the title of the podcast, Into the Unknown. What are you working on, man? What do you have going on for you?
So right now, next steps, I'm like looking to kind of branch out into Chicago a little bit more when it comes to like the scene. I've been blessed to kind of do different cocktail bars and different things, but I'm looking to kind of throw my own events. We'll see. I have a couple like higher level things. There's possibility for a couple national things. I am kind of working more so on my music production, just kind of honing in on that next. Just kind of like if you have a gift, you have to like cultivate it and figure out how to hone it best for you. And I think that's the biggest thing is like sometimes people have gifts, but it's more so like you have to figure out how it works specifically for you because everyone's gift is not, it's a different journey for everyone.
Marty, I love that you mentioned that everyone, I believe everyone does have gifts, and I think one of the biggest things is not having that unrealized potential. You really do have to hone your craft. It might just appear, but over time, you just are always trying to improve it and really see what you can do with the gifts you're given.
Correct. Yeah. So like even like something simple for me, it's just like I want to get better technically DJing. So there's like different kind of YouTube videos and different DJ courses. I'm probably going to be like schooling myself on as well as kind of just different creative endeavors. Next up, I'm kind of like opening my eyes into visual branding as kind of the different thing for me with my personal merchandise brand. I wanted to kind of highlight mental health. So I have like a cool kind of merchandise line that's kind of focused on mental health and kind of just general like emotional well-being.
So if people want to learn more about your brand and where to find you, where are you on social media?
So Instagram, Facebook, and everything else, it's DJ Martee McFly. So it's DJ MART double E McFly. My merchandise line, it's djmarteemcfly.bigcartel.com. So it's just kind of wherever you guys find me, make sure you guys say hi and let me know that you found me off of this show.
I want to thank you again for taking the time to talk with me, man. I just really appreciate it. And, I'm hoping for a Packers win this weekend.
Yeah, I am too. Hopefully we can shut down Travis and the other receivers they have on the Chiefs. Jordan Love hopefully can get it going for us, having a career year right now.
I'm excited to see what he does. Thanks again, man.
Thank you for having me.
That was another fun episode of Into the Unknown. I truly appreciate you taking the time to listen. And if it provides you any value or entertainment, I would love if you shared it with others, liked, subscribed, and really just help the podcast grow. Again, tell a friend, tell a foe, just anyone who might enjoy hearing some stories of people's own journeys and what got them to where they are today. Till next time.